In 2013, Florida healthcare providers wrote 69.6 opioid prescriptions for every 100 persons. That's approximately 13.6 million opioid prescriptions, according to the National Institute on Drug Abuse. That number has since gone down, but doctors are now implementing a new pain device to get that number even lower.
The most I could bend it was like that.
Now, thanks to this small device, Karen McAvoy can do this.
I can pretty much go all the way down, where before I had hardly any range at all.
McAvoy had 2 knee surgeries, resulting in a lot of scar tissue and a lot of pain, and says cortisone shots just weren't working.
I got tired of taking the pain pills because it was like they were like eating candy. They weren't even doing anything.
It is becoming even more relevant in this day and age where over 70,000 people are dying in the country from opioid misuse or overdose.
That's Dr. Eugene Pereira, the medical director of acute and chronic pain at Sarasota Memorial Hospital. He says this device uses electricity to block pain from traveling to the brain.
By turning on a similar stimulation from the same location.
An electrode or lead is placed into what Pereira calls a sweet spot for each person's location of pain.
In this case, the pain from the knee travels through the spinal column to the brain, so we are blocking the pain from the knee in the spinal column.
That's what's happening under this incision in McAvoy's lower back.
This is implanted into your body much like a pacemaker for the heart, and electronic circuits control the delivery of treatment therapy.
McAvoy's had the device for about 8 weeks since her outpatient procedure.
I went home the same day, probably about 2 hours later.
And that same day, her knee pain,
Pretty much non-existent.
now she can do things we take for granted, like housework and walking her dog. All she has to do is charge the device every 3 days.
I can tell when the charging is getting low because I can feel the pain starting to come back into my knee, and then I plug it in and I just sit there and watch television while I'm charging.
And knows when she does stand up, she'll be able to do it without pain.
It was worth a shot. I mean, I had nothing to lose, really, and everything to gain. No regrets, nothing.
Pereira says not everyone is a candidate for the device, but the beauty of it, he says, is you can test out the technology before deciding to get it permanently implanted. And he said he didn't really know of any other medical device treatment where you can test it out before having it surgically implanted in your body.
And she seemed to really benefit or like what was happening.
Yeah, oh, she's very, very happy. And she said, you know, when she first heard about it, she had no, patients telling her, I did this. She just went in blind and is really happy she did. So if anybody out there has chronic pain, it's worth asking if you're a candidate.
Yeah, take a leap of faith sometimes.
Yeah.